You know that feeling, right? When you're on a team that's fine, it's good, but you know it's not great. The numbers look okay, people are doing their jobs, but that spark, that real energy, it's just missing. So that begs the question, how do you go from just being a good manager to being a truly great leader? Well, today we are going to dive into the answer, the power of a real compelling vision.
Okay, let's be honest. The word vision can feel a little fluffy, right? Kind of like some corporate buzzword. But the leadership guru Jim Kouzes absolutely nails it here. He says it's not some nice-to-have thing. It is the signature competency. It's the answer to the single most important question any team has. Where are we actually going? And frankly, it's something that most leaders, even the really good ones, struggle with.
And this is where it gets kind of crazy. Look at this number, less than 10%. That means that 9 out of 10 organizations are essentially flying blind. They don't have a clear destination. So if you've ever felt like you're just going through the motions at work, just ticking boxes waiting for the weekend, you are definitely not alone. And that's the big problem we're going to tackle today.
Now, this slide tells a story that I think really brings this whole thing to life. It's about an insurance agency. Back when the father ran it, there was this amazing sparkle. It was electric. People had passion because they knew they were making a real difference. Now his son runs it. It's financially solid, totally well managed, but that magic, that sparkle, it's gone. It's the perfect example of a company that is being managed well, but it's no longer being led.
So, how do you get that sparkle back? Well, it's not about being some kind of magical, charismatic genius. It's actually a framework. It's a system. A vision that actually works has 3 core parts: a significant purpose, a vivid picture of the future, and a set of clear values. This isn't just a poster you hang in the break room, okay? This is the actual engine that's going to drive your team forward.
All right, let's start building this thing from the ground up. Element 1 is the foundation for everything else. It's your purpose. It's your why.
And here's the absolute key to understanding purpose. It's never about what you do or what you sell. It's about the problem you solve for someone else. It's about shifting your perspective to answer that one crucial question. From your customer's point of view, what business are we really in? That simple shift in thinking changes everything.
These examples show that shift perfectly. An insurance agency, they don't just sell policies, they're in the business of providing peace of mind. A mattress store doesn't just sell mattresses, they're selling a good night's rest. And Walt Disney, he knew he wasn't in the theme park business, he was in the happiness business. See the difference? One's a task, the other is a mission.
And when you nail your purpose, man, it becomes a powerful focusing tool. Google's purpose isn't build a great search engine. It's this giant mission to organize the world's information. And look at the Yarmouth Fire Department. They're not just putting out fires, they're protecting people and preventing emergencies. A purpose that clear gives everyone a reason to get out of bed in the morning.
So let's bring it back to you. I really want you to think about this. What is the fundamental human need that your team is solving? And maybe even more important, how can you talk about that purpose in a way that actually connects with people and gets them fired up every single day?
Okay, so once you've got your why locked in, it's time to figure out the where. This is our second element, a vivid picture of the future. This is the destination you're plugging into your GPS.
And the key word here is picture. This isn't about spreadsheets or quarterly goals or project plans. That's all the how. A vision, a real vision, is the what. It has to be something that people can literally close their eyes and see in their mind. It's about painting a picture of the world you want to create.
And there is no better example in all of human history than this. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. didn't say, "I have a 5-point strategic plan." No, he said, "I have a dream." And he painted a picture so clear, so powerful, so full of emotion that we can still see it perfectly today. That's why it didn't just inspire a movement, it has inspired generations. That's the power of a true picture of the future.
So let's try a little exercise right now. Just imagine that your team, or maybe just you personally, is wildly, unbelievably successful 5 years from now. What do you see? What does it actually look like, feel like? Take a second. What's that picture in your head?
All right, so we've got our why, our purpose, we've got our where, our picture of the future. Now we need the last crucial piece of the puzzle, the how. These are your values. Think of them as the guardrails that keep you on the road during your journey. Now let's be super clear.
Values aren't just a list of nice-sounding words. They are your decision-making compass. They are the few, non-negotiable beliefs that guide you when things get tough. And here's the secret sauce, the part everyone misses. You have to rank them. You have to know which one comes first when they conflict.
And if you want to see why ranking your values is so critical, this is the ultimate case study. Johnson & Johnson faced an absolute nightmare in 1982. But because their #1 non-negotiable value was patient safety, it made an impossible decision clear. They recalled everything. It cost a fortune. But because they lived their values, they saved their company.
So here's how you make your values actually mean something. First, keep it simple. No more than 3 to 5. If you have 10, you have none. Then, rank them in order. Then, and this is important, describe what behaviors actually demonstrate that value. And finally, you have to live by them, especially when it hurts.
So here's a question for you. When you have to make a really tough call, when two good things are competing, what is the one value for you that wins every time? The one that is totally non-negotiable? Knowing the answer to that question is what it means to have clear values.
All right, let's put it all together now. We have all 3 pieces of the puzzle. This is the complete picture. This is how you move from just managing tasks to truly leading people.
And here it is, it's actually that simple. Vision isn't some complex, mysterious thing. It's just knowing who you are, your purpose, knowing where you're going, your picture of the future, and knowing what will guide you along the way, your values. When you have answers to those 3 things, you have a vision, and it will absolutely change the game for you and your team.
So I want to leave you with one final thought, a great little story. A professor fills a big glass jar with some large rocks and asks his students, "Is the jar full?" They all say yes. But then he pours in gravel, which fills the gaps. Then he pours in sand, then water. But here's the point. If he hadn't put the big rocks in first, they never would have fit. Your vision, your purpose, your future, your values, those are your big rocks. So my question to you is, what are your big rocks? And are you putting them in the jar first?